LeSean McCoy went over 100 yards this afternoon for the 6th time this season, added a couple of touchdowns to make it 12 on the year. When you look at McCoy, he is 3rd in the AFC in rushing yards behind DeMarco Murray and Le'Veon Bell, but is averaging 5.5 yards per carry, nearly a yard better than Murray and Bell. Should McCoy be getting more credit for what he's done this year compared to how much pub Bell is getting in the AFC?
Yes, I believe so. I think obviously because of that high-powered offensive attack of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Le'Veon Bell, plus with the suspension, we were kind of waiting for him to come back. He's just one of those guys that is a household name because the Steelers are a national brand. The Buffalo Bills, what they do in Western New York can kind of go a little quieter, especially because the team has been so inconsistent, but Shady has not. Shady's been very consistent with what he's doing. Plus, you look at you look at the quarterback play, you're getting 13 touchdowns, 6 picks out of Tyrod Taylor right now. Not exactly wowing you. Opposing defenses kind of know what they have to stop, and they're still not able to stop LeSean McCoy to the tune of 5.5 yards a carry. That's very impressive. Not necessarily something that I think other people, I think Bills fans, people that are big Shady McCoy fans, said, he should be vaulted into the MVP conversation, things like that. I think let's pump the brakes on that. It's still a very inconsistent, very middle-of-the-road, and that's kind, Bills team, a middle-of-the-road team that with a non-dynamic offense, but this is the most dynamic player on that offense, and as they're sort of predictable, I got to give him credit for going and getting his Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, and I think he does deserve more credit. So by the nature of the question, I don't think it's an overreaction, and I do think he deserves more credit for what he's able to do consistently, and the fact that he's 3rd in the league in rushing with a great yards per pop average. Yep. I think it's something that I don't think a lot of people out there realize how good he's been if you're not leaning on him in daily fantasy, or if you have him on your roster in year-long fantasy, or you're a Bills fan. It's probably gone a little bit below the radar what kind of great year he's had.
And when you look at the Bills' offense, obviously Sammy Watkins has been hurt for a good part of the season. So, going into the game, we need to try to stop LeSean McCoy. He's probably been the #1 guy that defenses will game plan to stop, but he's still been able to get his. And, some people may have felt like after he left Philadelphia, he's had some injuries. Maybe we'll never see Shady McCoy again. But we're seeing now that when he is healthy, because last year he had the hamstring injuries, he still can play at an elite level. And I don't know if a lot of people are talking about that, to your point. So probably should be getting a little bit more headlines.
Yeah, I think he's going to go over 1,200 yards when it's all said and done. He's double-digit touchdowns on, like you said, an offense where he's the one they're keying on. I think that deserves some credit. And I'm ready to sit here and tell you and tell everybody out there, this is a guy that's doing his work. If you want to fire Rex Ryan, if you want to come and say Sammy Watkins doesn't work hard, or he's an injury risk, or Tyrod Taylor shouldn't have got that money, the defense has underperformed, I think all that's fair. But if you're going to throw fair statements out about the Buffalo Bills, the one you should start with is that LeSean McCoy has really brought it and been a consistent performer for the Bills.
Buffalo just 7-7 on the year, but McCoy certainly has done his